Hello everyone and welcome to another show on Usually Fixing and Tinkering from the Ford Focus Mark 1 Club. We are at a meet near Wales, not quite in Wales, in Chepstow. We have come to shield a fantastic lineup of Mark 1s amongst a load of other classics today, and a classic car club meet, which is open to the public as a one-off. We've got amazing weather on this bank holiday when I'm filming this. It is the last meet of the Mark 1 Preservation Club of 2025, a very successful year. I will say near Wales because Chepstow is technically on the border. It's not quite, where we are is not quite in. So when I said I wanted to take this club to Scotland and Wales and then further down the Midlands, etc., well, the Wales one hasn't quite been achieved. Logically, strategically, yes it has. Near Wales is good enough, and honestly the backdrop is amazing. We've got these wonderful cars all in a line. We've got about 9 here. We've got some Focuses somewhere in this field. In this field we have everything and anything. In fact, I've just seen the most amount of Rover P6s, which is an interest to me for those of you who know me, in any one place. I don't think the P6 Club have ever done that many. But what I am going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of a feature on these cars, and then I'll sort of veer around and have a look at the cars that are here. There's so much to see, but I'm going to pick, as I say, what I think will be catching my eye. Obviously, Mr. Inc has made it. This will be the final meet that Mr. Inc will go to this year as far as Focuses are concerned. In 2026, my intention is to bring 50 Shades back out of a slight break this year, but this car has been a trooper. What an amazing car this is, and my life has just been totally enhanced by this car in every way. So you know what, honestly, serendipity because of the fall of Project Beatrix. Serendipity, if you know what that means, look it up. This summarises that meaning. And then we have Jason Payne's Vitro Green 1.6 Edge model. That is looking astonishingly clean, from a similar neck of the woods to Mr. Inc. Looking always superfluous as it is, and lots of paraphernalia on the dash. In fact, that's one of the last brochures to have been produced. Actually, there was a couple of Edge and Flight brochures combination. He's actually got the accessories brochure. That's the correct brochure for when this car was out. That is a 2003-2004 brochure. No, seriously, lovely car. It's so tidy. I've seen some Mark 1s, and I've got a habit of buying Mark 1s that get scratched up easy in the paintwork department. Other cars, there's not a hint of a scratch, and you think, well, how on earth has it got to 21 years of age and it looks only a few years old? Not even that. This car, to be honest, if this was brand new, if this was like let's say a second-hand 1-year-old car at a dealership, I believe them 100%. It's taken while the arch line is out just to give it a bit of a clean, but you can see how clean it is in there. Oh, I mean, I'd say just some clear cavity wax would be perfect for that. Now, this meet has been arranged, this lineup has been arranged thanks to Stuart, who is the club's area organiser for Wales. And I asked Stuart what would be a good location to have a Mark 1 meet, and Chepstow came up, and he's quite familiar with the organiser because he comes to this meet in this Millennium and his other cars throughout the year. So he's part of the club. He's just relaxing over there in the gazebo. We're having a joint thing with another local club that have parked next to us. But this is, as I say, we know about his Millennium, but there's one thing that I didn't point out. In fact, this is quite interesting. He's put this on a clipboard. Q4 2024, only 33 Millenniums are on the roads, 90 are sawned. I can tell you now that he's still going down. I don't know why. This car, I can physically see it. Whether you can see it on camera, the Millennium has faded quite a bit over the years. Zinc yellow is the technical name for it, but they do tend to, you can clearly see the sun has got to the yellow. It's almost as bad as any typical sort of red colour. Yeah, so it does show its age, but it's a survivor, and they always get attention, the Millenniums. They are amazing they are so photogenic in a lineup, it's untrue. Most of the photos I take for the club website and all the social media stuff, it has to have a Millennium in it. And he had this made as well, this sticker made. I've not actually pointed that out, and I've not been at the back of his car before, excuse me. Showing the flag very nicely, very, very patriotic indeed. This was also featured on Hubnut. I will tell you, this was featured on Hubnut, if you didn't know that. So type in Hubnut, Ford Focus Millennium, it'll come up. Wasn't the most amazing review, but we know that Ian isn't a massive Ford person, but he likes certain cars, and he did a decent review. And then we've got Octavian's fantastic 1.6 Focus, 03 plate on a gear specification. And he's actually left the doors open. I can actually tell how clean this is, and it smells like any other, and everything is intact. You know, you see sometimes these door trims come off at the edges. They're only pop riveted on, and you have to sort of glue them back on. There's no really way of doing it. Everything is nice and tidy. Nothing is damaged. Even the kick plates are in really good. Sometimes these get dented and inverted inwards. Really nice. Superb. It's got the old 6000 CD. Still got the original radio. Gear lever is in fantastic condition. Lovely. You get this thing on Focuses where the wings, the bumpers tend to bow out, where the clips have gone a bit weak. That's quite normal. It's fine. They all tend to do that. They all show their intricacies in a small way. Fantastic. Lovely to see this car again. Now the fourth one in the line. Oh wow. Okay, that's this is an ST170. Okay, Imperial blue. It's quite. I don't see many ST170s in Imperial blue. The majority of them that I see are moon dust or magnum grey. This is. In my head, I would look at this and think, oh, RS, because that's just the automatic thing with Imperial blue. But it's it is actually mostly original underneath the surface. The interior is absolutely original. You know, half level waffle seats. It's in 6000 CD, digital climate control, with the electroluminescent dials, which is a cool thing with those dial kits. Yeah, no problem. Got white indicators. Now, interestingly, it's got xenons at the front. That one needs a bit of a wet sand. That one looks really clean. Look how cool that is. We don't get many Mark 1s with xenons. The bulbs are not as expensive as they used to be. They used to be about 50 quid a bulb. It used to be quite a popular thing around 20 years ago, before LED lights became a thing. Then people kind of discovered, oh, they look amazing, but then when it came to a bulb change, it was quite expensive back then. I think it was about, you know, £100 a bulb or something stupid, maybe a little bit less than that, but honestly, now it's a lot cheaper to get this stuff, and obviously you need the washer jets as a legal requirement. Yeah, absolutely. There's some silicone hose in all there, and there's a bit of paintwork on the cam cover, but it's pretty much mostly original. Some what's that, Bailey Motorsport header tank, so you've got your power steering, your coolant, so it's all sort of one unit. I suspect it's all uniform. Yeah, it is. It's bolted together. That's quite interesting. I actually quite like that. So the South Wales All Focus Ford Owners Club fanatics, whatever, you get jumped by horns all the time. Horn mounted on that side, that's part of the alarm system. That's quite a nice cover to the fuse box. You always think the fuse box is a bit plain and it needs something on it. I thought of that quite a long time ago. That might make quite a noise, yeah. But reform wheels on a registration plate, a show plate. Really cool. It has also got a collection front bumper. Okay, it's had it for quite a few years from what I've been told. It's got vents. I'm not as keen on the vents, but hey, each to their own. Fantastic, lovely to see. Now, I believe this is owned by Huron, I believe. Now this came to the, sorry if I get names wrong, this came to the Classic Motor Hub, PJ54 VFP, 1.6, run of the mill. Say that. I did tell him, I have told him about this, and I think owners are now kind of, I don't even have to tell owners, you know, I think owners are possibly a bit bored if I repeat myself about rear suspension arms, but, you know, I think people are aware that they need to be done, like, sooner rather than later. So I think he's kind of aware about that. It's just the upfront cost. Lovely. In fact, interesting. Hold on. Those seats are not the originals. See, it's badged as a Z-Tech, and it is a Z-Tech, by the way. But the seats, yeah, they're not Z-Tech seats. They've come straight out of a flight. They are Solomon seat trim, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know how that's happened. I'll have to ask him about that. That's quite interesting how it's got seats from a different car. Maybe the original seats weren't very good. But yeah, that confused me for a second there. I had to think. We all know this car. Now, I've shown you this car before. It's an absolutely astonishing. I think in terms of Panther Black cars, this has got the best original paintwork of any Panther Black car that I have ever seen so far. I think we have a chap. No, we've got Adrian's ST170, which is just as good. It's a deep glossy Panther Black. Even with mine being resprayed, doesn't quite achieve the same level of gloss, and yet this was original. 50 Shades never had good paintwork like that, so there's definitely some mismatching going on with the paintwork. There's some different quality levels. Done some brake work. Got a nice photo on the side there, and I like that picture. That was just a universal picture that we did about 2 years ago. This car was in that particular lineup at the Classic Motor Hub last year. What an amazing day that was, and daily driven. It is used, and you wouldn't believe it. So really great to see this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow, we're getting through it. Number 8 in the lineup, EG04 NXX. Now this is owned by John, and it is a gear 1.6. I cannot believe how clean this is. I mean, look at the engine bay for a start. I was speaking to John for quite a bit, and he was telling me all the things that he's done. I mean, that's clean. It's been cleaned up really nicely, degreased. It looks so clean. Even you get scabbiness on this scuttle. This is a very thin panel, and you get scabbiness, but honestly, this is looking so original. Even down here, it's absolutely brilliant. Now, if we come around here, the headlights are great. Wheels, I tell you what, I'm going to have to pay a lot of money to have Mr. Ink's wheels refurbished to look like this. I think I'll try and steal them. He won't notice. Even the interior, I've got to say, I'm looking at the back seats. I tell you what, this Bussat material looks even cleaner than Mr. Ink's, even though Mr. Ink's is squeaky bum clean. There's something about this that looks it doesn't even look as if it's been sat in at all. If I veer you over there, you can see the perforated holes really clearly. When they get dirty, you can't see them as clearly because the material's it does get dirty before you even realise it. He's got an aftermarket radio in there. He's got the original somewhere. He's going to have the arches looked at because that's the only part of the car that needs looking at, and he's got a body man who will happily do that. But this is his main car, would you believe it? I've done that, believe you me, I've done that. Stainless exhaust fittings, they can go on quite nicely actually. But honestly, even the roof, the sun is beaming down on this. I cannot see an imperfection. No imperfections, no reactions at all. It needs a bigger aerial. That's got the short area, it needs a bigger aerial. Honestly, I mean, he's gonna hate me for this. That is the tiniest bit of imperfection I can see in the whole car. That is literally it. That's probably been done by a key. That really is being picky. What an amazing car. We are finding so many gems finding the club, and it's just so nice to see. The headlights are just unbelievable. I think I might steal this and Mr. Ink as well, because this looks really good. I just love that. The chrome on the bezel of the actual reflector housing is superb. It's so much better with an enclosed housing, not the unenclosed ones like you get on a Focus 130, T190, T230, T250. They're very, very exceptionally rare cars, but they look like Halford Specials with the headlights, but they don't go like Halford Specials. They go really well, but superb, absolutely. And then we've got Adam Joe's LX right at the end. Adam attends every single show. He was not at the Classic Motor Hub last time. It was the only show he's ever missed, and he was gutted because it was a family holiday. But he's here again today, and I have just conducted a job on this car that you will see in a sort of joint episode with another Mark 1. It was a very easy job, and suffice to say that he's really enjoying the steering feel of this car. So seriously, and I'll just leave you with that. Now, we have had 2 cars that have turned up later on. So this is a lovely car, GJ02LTZ, another new car. Oh, he's investigating the plugs for some reason. Hope he doesn't get the firing order mixed up. 1.6, lovely car. This has been in use for some time. It is a gear model, as you can see. It's had both sills done by the owner. The owner spent a bit of money on it. It's his main driver, and he only bought it as a temporary car. It turns out he's actually keeping it a bit more longer than that. It is a debate whether he'll try and keep it going. As you can see, you know, it is a little bit tired. You know, you can clearly see the suspension needs doing, but as I say, a lot of them need that sort of work. But no, really, really tidy car. So this is number 10 in the lineup. I can't see any problems here. The arches seem to look really good. As I say, the fact that he's had the sills done, that is a huge cost out the way. Absolutely huge. So really nice to see this. Moondust silver again. Now, Imperial Blue. Can we just ignore that bit? Yeah, I'll just blur that back, maybe blur that out. That's going to be done. HK04KZS. Now, this is owned by a young chap called Kieran, who has just joined us. And believe it or not, Kieran was a previous owner of Ruby. For those who know what Ruby is, my Mark III Fiesta. I didn't even know that information until recently. Co-owner at some stage, but no, he's got some little dings here and there, and you know, ST170 wheels are so bad for corroding. They really are the worst ones. I don't know why, but it's a really, really solid car underneath that, and he's been spending a lot of time cleaning this up. He's done a few jobs at the front of the car, you know, disc pads, shock absorbers, power steering flush, fluid changes. He's had the interior sort of stripped out and redone at some point, you know, just to get out and clean everything. I can tell he's been cleaning. This is a really, really good interior. Got a bit of trim panel that unfortunately, while the clips is broken, this is a big problem on 3 doors because the trim panels are really, really poor quality. So it just won't push in a little bit. Literally, yeah, this is a really nice, tidy example. Got all the usual stuff here. I really like this example. He's spending a lot of time on this car, spending an awful lot of money to try and get it upright. Paid about £1,000 for this car, and well, there's very few things wrong with it, to be honest. Got xenons at the front again. Yes, you just need the cover for the headlamp washers. You can get them quite easily. They come off quite easily. But yeah, this is so original, really original. It was at the Festival of the Unexceptional earlier this year. That's great. No, seriously. See? Oh no, it's not. It's got some paintwork imperfections. You see, that is a normal paintwork imperfection that you get from the original paint, and yet so many of them don't have that. 50 Shades was bad for that. It's still got a few on the roof, but it doesn't matter. It's beaming in this sunlight. It looks amazing, and he is loving life with this car. I can't wait to see how good this car gets. Right, that is the end of part 1. That's the Focus lineup done. Part 2, I'll be veering around and looking at all the other cars just in a separate episode. Thank you very much for watching and joining the Mark 1 Preservation Club at another fantastic show in nearly Wales, not quite Wales, nearly Wales, in Chepstow. Take care, guys. Thank you so much for coming. Once again, God, this is such a lovely backdrop. It's on through. Once again, sunny weather on a lovely day, and thank you, Stuart. Thank you so much for organising this.
Okay.
I did very little. It was Stuart doing all the liaising. So thanks to Stuart, we've been able to enjoy today, and I think we'll be back. 100%.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So
this every year, so.
Yeah, absolutely. So what a fitting end to 2025. So this is our 4th big event. We've had fantastic weather on all 4 of them, and amazing cars. We've got 11 cars here, so I'm pretty impressed. I was expecting this to be a slightly smaller one, but we've got a fantastic array of cars. So please, thank you so much for coming. I'm sure you've enjoyed all the other cars here today. Trophy presentation, car of the day. This is somewhat of a debate in my own head. The best stories, the stories of, you know, ownership and what it means to them. And I can't help but Kieran's car, bought it £4,000, and he's going to do an awful lot of work to it. And I can see how much he loves this car by the enthusiasm, talking to me and other people. So I have to say, Kieran, your car is the car of the day. Come here, my friend.
Well done, mate.
You got any speech? You want to do a speech?
I don't know what to say. I just appreciate everybody looking around the car and appreciate it. It's obviously it's a work in progress, but once it's done, it'll be immaculate. I've only had it a couple of months, so yeah, it'll be perfect.
Look forward to seeing it.
Yeah.